Hello, my amazing squaddies. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you're tuning in from. Welcome to Daily Diaries Friday. I'm truly thankful for each of you in this community built on kindness, unity, and all-around good vibes. If you love the Sussex family, you're among friends here. From royal highlights to their bold new chapters, we keep it uplifting, thoughtful, and always real. Let's continue this beautiful journey together. Be sure to subscribe, like, share, and drop your thoughts below. Now let's jump into today's video. Tina Fey and Amy Poehler have been best friends for what feels like forever. Decades of friendship that have seen them grow from fresh-faced comedians doing improv at Second City in Chicago to becoming two of the most beloved and influential women in comedy. Their chemistry is undeniable, and their collaborations, from Saturday Night Live to Baby Mama to co-hosting the Golden Globes, have consistently showcased their ability to play off each other effortlessly, combining biting wit with an unmistakable warmth. So it's no surprise that their latest venture, a joint comedy tour titled the Restless Leg Tour, has become a massive success. The tour is being received with wild enthusiasm from fans and critics alike, selling out venues across the country and sparking a fresh wave of admiration for their unique brand of comedy. The show is part nostalgia, part stand-up and part roast, all delivered in gowns and heels, with Fey and Poehler taking aim at celebrities, politics, pop culture and even themselves. Their friendship and timing are the backbone of the act, and audiences can't seem to get enough. During a recent stop in Atlantic City at the Ocean Casino Resort on Saturday, June 21st, the two brought the house down with a monologue that felt like a Golden Globes throwback. The show was full of celebrity jabs, comedic tangents, and a few eyebrow-raising moments, one of which is now making headlines thanks to the Daily Mail, which has, unsurprisingly, taken a single quote out of context and spun it into a headline aimed at stoking outrage. The Mail breathlessly reported that Tina Fey and Amy Poehler poked fun at Meghan Markle with a barbed comment about her recipes. Their headline reads, "Tina Fey and Amy Poehler poke fun at Meghan Markle with barbed comment about her recipes." But when you read the actual joke in context, something the Mail was decent enough to include, credit where due, it becomes pretty clear that the barb wasn't aimed at Meghan at all. It was, in fact, a cutting joke directed at UK tabloid fixture and perennial Meghan Markle hater Piers Morgan. Here's what went down. In the midst of a sharp and hilarious opening, the duo referenced several celebrities not present in the audience. Tina, 55, kicked things off by comparing her outfit, a sparkly gold gown, to Heidi Klum for Spirit of Halloween, and joked that her jewellery came from the Disney Pandora Menopause collection. Amy, 53, followed suit with her own quips. "Ben Affleck is not here. He's home going through his contacts looking for more Jennifers to bother," Tina said, drawing laughs. Amy added, "Nicole Kidman is not here tonight. She's too busy being in every single movie and TV show in her name." The zingers kept coming. "Leonardo DiCaprio is not here." "I assume because Amy and I have a combined age of 105, Tina said, a callback to the long-time jokes about DiCaprio's preference for dating women under 25. Then came the joke that got the Daily Mail's attention. Amy deadpanned, "Meghan Markle is not here tonight. She's putting flour sprinkles on cookies, and Piers Morgan is furiously rage-masturbating about it." While this line might look superficially like it's mocking Meghan, anyone with even the faintest understanding of satire or context can tell the real punchline is aimed squarely at Piers Morgan, not Meghan. The imagery is intentionally absurd. Piers, known for his relentless and frankly obsessive criticism of Meghan Markle, having a meltdown over the most benign and innocent thing she could possibly do, decorating cookies, that's the joke. The absurdity of Piers' hatred. The flower sprinkles are just the setup. And honestly, it's a pretty spot-on call-out. Piers Morgan has built an entire post-Good Morning Britain career around his performative disdain for Meghan and Harry. He writes columns, appears on TV, and tweets obsessively about them, usually under the guise of journalism or holding people accountable, but it's transparently a personal vendetta. Even when Meghan is doing something as innocuous as launching a jam brand or releasing cookie recipes, Piers finds a way to make it an international scandal. The joke works because it's so on the nose. Meghan is living her life, baking cookies, while Piers is losing his mind over it. The punchline is a caricature of his obsession. Gross, yes, but completely in character. What's perhaps even more interesting is how the British press, and particularly the Mail, chose to run with the headline. Rather than admit Faye and Poehler were skewering Morgan's unhealthy fixation, the Mail spun it into yet another celebrity taking a jab at Meghan. It's a sleight of hand they've perfected. Redirect attention, twist context, and keep the narrative focused on Meghan as the problem, even when she's literally being defended in the joke. It's classic tabloid misdirection. Meanwhile, the rest of the show continued with similar energy. The two comedians joked about how they would cook Channing Tatum, Amy saying she'd dice him up and pan-fry him over an open flame, Tina countering that she'd slow-braise him and top him with olive oil and lemon. Tina then added an offbeat final touch, saying she'd use his skin to make merkin so that no spiders get into our vaginas at night. Graphic? Sure, but it's a comedy show. And these two have always pushed the envelope. Later, they looked out into the crowd, no A-listers but a lot of enthusiastic fans, and made a joke about how happy they were to see so many white women in the audience. Finally, a safe place for you, they quipped, poking fun at the sometimes overly curated safe spaces in modern culture, especially among their fan-based demographic. Again, the joke isn't cruel, it's sharp, observant and self-aware. What's ironic in all this is that Meghan herself recently quoted Tina Fey at the Time 100 summit, praising her as an inspiration. It's almost poetic, really. Meghan admires Fey and probably knows a thing or two about nuance and satire, so it's unlikely she'd take any offence to a line that was clearly never about her. In fact, the quote Meghan used, "Say yes and figure it out later," is quintessential Fey empowering, funny and bold. It fits the kind of woman Meghan presents herself to be. And let's not forget the last time this kind of misunderstanding happened, when Amy and Tina made a mild joke about Taylor Swift at the Golden Globes. They joked about her dating life, and Swift later said there's a special place in hell for women who don't support other women. It became a whole thing, and for years Taylor fans, and Taylor herself, held a grudge, despite the fact that the joke was standard award show fare. But if we've learned anything over the years, it's that celebrity fandom often overrides common sense when it comes to jokes, satire, or even basic context. To circle back, the joke was not a swipe at Meghan Markle. It was a brilliantly delivered piece of satire, mocking the creepy, obsessive hatred that Piers Morgan continues to display. If anything, Tina and Amy were defending Meghan in the most irreverent way possible, by making Piers the punchline where he belongs. The Mail just couldn't resist the urge to spin it in their usual direction, leaning into their favourite narrative and hoping no one would actually read the context. But most people are reading the context and they're laughing. Not at Meghan, at Piers, at the absurdity of it all. And perhaps at the idea that two powerhouse comedians can still stir up this much controversy just by telling the truth through a well-placed joke. So let's give Tina and Amy their flowers. Not flower sprinkles, but real fragrant bouquets, for reminding us how comedy can reveal truths, poke at the powerful, and make us laugh all at the same time. Meghan, we suspect, would approve. And Piers? Well, he'll probably tweet about this in rage. And that's part of the joke too. And that's a wrap, squaddies. Thanks for watching and being part of this amazing journey. You guys are the best and I love you all. Your support means the world to me. If you had a good time, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe and hit that notification bell so you're the first to catch our next adventure. Drop your thoughts, questions or even just a quick hello in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Share this with your friends, your family, or anyone who could use a little inspiration. Until next time, stay awesome, stay motivated, stay safe, and keep shining. Catch you later, squaddies.